So there's a particular subject matter that I've tried my best not to talk about. It's something that's remained mostly in the shadows in the anime industry, and because of that, I've decided not to talk about it. You know, biting my tongue and waiting for it to go away like usual. But honestly, I'm tired of tasting my own blood. Yes, we're going to be talking about the obsession with lowly characters. Now, it's not automatically a bad thing when there's a child or children in a show. I mean, shows like Sweetness and Lightning, Cells at Work, or March Comes In Like a Lion, the child characters are portrayed as nothing but sickeningly sweet and with nothing but pure intentions on both their part and the animators. But that's not what we're here to talk about now, is it? We're talking about the shows that have no shame in how they're overly sexualized their characters, including the characters that obviously should never be sexualized. Now, sometimes these characters aren't actually lowly characters, they just have the appearance of being a lot younger than they actually are. And some shows try to get away with this with their child characters actually being some mythical creatures that are actually 100 years old or something like that. But what baffles me the most is one particular genre that is actually becoming more and more popular these days was even more baffling to be promoted by a lot of anime sites. And that's the little sister animes. Yes, the Ori-emos and Eromanga senseis of the industry. Now, it's another subject matter I was hoping to avoid altogether, but it actually seems like annoying is not doing us any good, because they keep sprouting up anyway. Case in point, Happy Sugar Life. Now, I first took notice of the show when I saw the promotional image for it. I mean, look at that, it's clearly a child and an adult woman in what seems to be some type of wedding ceremony of some kind. I mean, this just reeks of Ori-emo, doesn't it? Well, since it seems that these shows aren't going to go away anytime soon, we might as well face them head on. So, if you don't mind, folks, let's actually just take a look at the first episode. At least, if not for anything else, just to rip it apart for everything wrong with it. So strap in, folks. This is going to get ugly. Oh, no. We're not doing this. Fast forward right now. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get anywhere past episode 1. I just know it, so I even bother getting into the intro. Let's just move on. Alright, so, main character, Sato Mizuzaka. She's a teenage girl working from some type of maid cafe of sorts. Looks charming. Well, anyway, it seems that she's been known to be popular with the guys, but in a discussion with her associate, it seems that she has fallen in love with somebody, and they've actually moved in together. So she arrives home, too. Oh, Jesus. I'm already getting uncomfortable about this. Wait a minute. No, it can't be! No! Lisa Kikuno, what are you doing here? You voice the cutest characters ever. You don't belong in Drivel like this. So, anyway, Sato has to get a new job to help support Shio, who is the little girl we saw earlier. And at the job, a guy confesses to her, who she turns down, of course, and... Wait a minute. Who is that hiding in the background? Okay, weird. Anyway, later, Sato sees the boy entering a room with a boss lady with a very odd look on her face. And then the next day we hear that he's quit his job. Wait, really? He quit his job? Just because he was rejected? He was that upset?
Matsuzaka-san, あなた今日から残業お願いするわ。残業は基本ないって話じゃ。人手が足りないのよ。というか、あなたのせいで来なくなったんでしょ？は？
I'm sorry, what?
三つ星くん泣いてたわよ。あなたに笑い物にされたって。だから、あなたが責任取るのは当然よね。よろしくね、Matsuzaka-san.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me this boss lady is actually forcing more work onto this girl just because she dumped a guy? Wait, I see what you're trying to do, Sho. You're trying to make us feel sorry for this character, aren't you? Yeah, nice try, but I'm not falling for it. I don't care how much she's get abused at work or how horrible the conditions are in this bathroom she has to clean, and man, some of this imagery is actually kind of dark. But no, I'm not falling for it. I get what you're trying to do, Sherry. You're going to have her arrive home late every night because having to work so hard. They don't get to spend any time together. You're going to try to make me feel bad for these characters, but I can't. This is an adult woman perving over a little girl. You're not going to make me feel bad. Did she just go yandere on us? What in the world was that?
店長、ちょっといいですか？
What now? Is she docking her pay?
お給料働いた分と合いません。間違ってます。いいえ、合ってます。
Oh.
ほんと。あなた、 ちょっと可愛いからって調子に乗ってんじゃないのよ。ここは私の愛の王国なんですもの。マスターである私が愛せない子はいらないの。どんな子であろうともね。
What is wrong with this woman? What in the world is going on?
どんな欲望でも全部飲み込んであげるから。だって佐藤ちゃん、それが愛だから。
Okay, I'm starting to feel bad now.
やっぱり納得できません。未成年に手を出しちゃ。
Normally this is where I'd say the pot's calling the kettle black, but I'm really afraid the pot's about to turn the kettle red, if you know what I mean. Also, why is she saying that?
店長、ここに三つ星くんを連れ込んでましたよね。だってここに充満してる。店長と三つ星くんがそういうことした匂い。
Wait, what?
なんなら三つ星くんの口から直接聞けばいいんです。
そんなことできるわけないじゃない。
どうしてですか？できますよ。
Wait, what?
そんなに嫌でしたか？自分よりこんな子供がみんなに注目されること。
当たり前でしょ。あなたたちは私を愛する義務がある。なのに三つ星くんはあなたを好きだと言ったのよ。だから私の愛を教え込んであげたのよ。それはもう体にじっくりとね。
Man's an extortionist.
Okay, so let me try to piece this together here. She's pushed a confession on a boss lady. She's been abusing the boy. She blackmails her into actually making her pay what she's owed, and then gives her a lecture about what love really is. And oh my God, he was there the whole time.
苦い、苦い、苦い、苦い、苦い、苦い、苦い。
Ow! 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 Oh! Sorry, let me readjust my neck after the emotional whiplash I just suffered. Okay, so Sota and Shio end the day on a happy note? Seriously, what was all that? I mean, was any of that necessary? Was that just a crazy attempt to get the audience on Sota's side? I mean, that was, well, honestly a good try, but way out of left field. Why bring something so dark to a show about a high school girl living with a child who apparently is not blood related, and they're living alone with no parents in sight? Where are the parents?
ねえ、ありがとう。結構住み心地いいよ。あなたの家。
Oh my God, is this a psychological horror? Wait, I've got to go get this right now. This is about to drive me insane. Oh my God. I can't believe this. I've been school lived again. A show putting on a cute facade to lure people into a creepy tale of psychological madness. A show that lied about its initial intent and blindsided us with something else. Kind of like my video just did. Yeah, this isn't a video about the topic of lolis in anime. No. This is a positive review of Happy Sugar Life. Yes, you heard right. A positive review. The first part of this video was just basically me trying to recreate my reaction when first watching this. My friends and I watch anime every weekend. Most of the time we go into the shows completely blind, and it's something we try to always do because going to a show and not having any preconceived notions getting in the way can cause some major reactions. Sometimes good, like School Live and Happy Sugar Life, and sometimes bad. Trust me, I'll get to that one later. Happy Sugar Life is a pretty odd case for me here. I mean, most of you are probably wondering how a show with a problematic premise can suddenly turn me around like that. Well, that's the thing. If you have a show based around something as questionable as a big age difference in a relationship, it seems impossible to work around that. But I've seen two examples of how you can work around it. You can either do it like After the Rain and shift the narrative so much that the original premise is almost forgotten, or you can do like Happy Sugar Life did, facing the adult dating a child thing head on and going, yes, this is bad. This is disturbing. Because this is the point. With the reveal that Sato is indeed a yandere character that has in fact killed before, the story shifts its perspective that Sato is indeed the bad guy here, and therefore the moments of her cuddling with Shio go from questionable to downright unsettling. And let's face facts, if Saga of Tanya the Evil proves anything, is that you can make an interesting and compelling story following a protagonist that you do not agree with. The story also shifts into a good mystery by the end of the episode. Are those bloody bags indeed the bodies of Shio's parents? How did Sato and Shio end up together like this? Who is the person putting up flyers to find Shio? And more importantly, is this innocent girl going to get out of the situation or even realize that Sato is indeed evil? Now some of you are probably wondering at this point why I didn't make a Cole's Thoughts on video on this right after seeing the first episode like I've done with things like Bloom to You and 3 to Kanojo. Well, I wasn't sure I could recommend this show because there's no way of telling how far this show would go or if I was even correct that they were indeed painting Sato as the villain. I mean, with that first episode, you could actually interpret it as Sato as being a sympathetic protagonist. I only say this because, well, Boss Lady was so evil with her refusing to pay Sato her full check and for sexually abusing a young boy. Not to mention the fact that in the first episode, despite Sato obviously being in love with someone that was well below the legal limit, she never forces anything sexual onto her. Sure, they bathe together, but nothing more than a mother would with a child, so it's unclear if the show really did realize that Sato was evil in all this. The thing is, however, that very well may be the point. This is a psychological horror, after all. Psychological horror's best move is getting in your head and making you question everything you thought you knew. Typical horror gives you the adrenaline rush of being afraid of things around you. Psychological horror makes you afraid of yourself. And this show does it so well. Want to know how messed up that can get? Well, you know the boy that was sexually assaulted in the first episode? Much later in the show, it happens to him again. But before that happens, a secret is revealed about him. Something so sick and twisted that when he got molested again, I did not feel sorry for him. And the very fact that I actually could feel that way scares me more than anything else. Oh hey, I was wondering when the goblins would show up. Yeah, for those who don't follow me on Twitter, I posted a tweet about my disgust for the first episode of a particular anime that came out the season after because it depicted a rape scene. I was sent so much hate for that tweet, ranging from everything to rape threats to people telling me I should kill myself. So I can only imagine how confused those same people are to hear me praising the show now that I've mentioned that it contains rape. But here's the thing, people. That other show posed the scene like a porno. It tried to make the rape scene sexy. It completely framed it all wrong. Happy Sugar Life knew how horrible the act was, and tried to keep it simple. It kept the imagery in silhouette, and didn't linger longer than it needed to, because it knew how to respect others who may have gone through something like this. And Goblin Slayer didn't. All that being said though, that doesn't mean the show holds back all the time. It's clear that it contains things of a violent nature. For the most part, the show does more implying of violent acts and showing the aftermath of them rather than showing them. However, episode 9 is the biggest exception to this. I will not show any clips from this episode, nor will I spoil it. I will simply repeat my words from the tweet I made about it. Episode 9 of Happy Sugar Life broke me. It was one of the most sad, shocking, horrifying, and angering moments I've ever witnessed. I would have cried if I wasn't trying not to vomit. Till now, violence was implied, but here it was on display in all its tragic horror. Another thing keeping me from giving an absolute recommendation on this anime is all the characters. It's not to say this show has uninteresting characters that simply fill roles that they need to fill like anything else. It's the fact that everyone is messed up in this show. In the plus 8 characters you'll meet in this entire show, only 2 are completely innocent. Every other character in some way or form will reveal themselves to be horrible, corrupt, or sick. A story with dark topics like this is to be expected, but with mostly everyone being evil, it makes it hard to decide what to feel. Then again, that may very well be the point. Like there's a scene where Shio is thinking of leaving the apartment to find Sato. Leaving is something Sato has instructed Shio to never do. Now knowing that Sato is a psychopath, the first instinct should be to say, yes Shio, do it, get out, escape from this. However, that wasn't even my first thought. My first thought was, no, don't go out, it's not safe. The very fact that the first thought I had was Shio was safer with a murderer can tell you just how horrid the other characters reveal themselves to be. So, recommending the show is not exactly an easy thing to do, as you can see. So I guess the next thing I can do is tell you whether or not I enjoyed it. And the answer to that is also complicated. With all I've stated about the show, you've come to expect it to be dark, gloomy, and sinister all the time. but in fact it kinda plays like school life did. There are just as many cutesy moe moments in this show. Sometimes these moments happen in the exact same scene in completely opposite tone with each other.
好きな人が誰かと一緒なのが耐えられない。嫉妬？嫉妬？この感情は、この苦しみは、私がしおちゃんを愛しているから生まれたものなんでしょ?
Now I know I've complained earlier about Misaki Kuno voicing Shio because I can't see such a cute voice coming from such a deranged show, but that is actually something that helps this show out. The one innocent little voice among all the other guilty ones gives us something to root for. Someone we hope makes it by the end. And trust me, Shio has to say some pretty concerning things throughout the show, and hearing Kuno's cutesy voice say these things makes them even more heart-wrenching and disturbing. Saying this as a positive review of Happy Sugar Life may seem odd given all the things I've brought up so far, from the conflicting tones to the truly vile characters. Exactly what makes me want to promote the show. And it's not an easy answer. I mean, I've always enjoyed these type of things. Like in my childhood, I would enjoy the Silent Hill series, and in recent years, it's been things like Doki Doki Literature Club and The Letter, which is an awesome game that I've been playing on my channel that nobody has been watching. Psychological horrors and thrillers that really challenge your viewpoints and mess with your head as well as those do are always fascinating to me, and I think Happy Sugar Life belongs in the discussion for the best in that genre. But let me make one thing clear. I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to watch Happy Sugar Life. These type of stories that are so depraved and dark are not for everyone, and heck, even I don't get why I get into this stuff. I say if you can handle what I've shown you so far, then Happy Sugar Life is something for you to try. It's good in what it does, even if what it does can be bad. And I have to say, the show proves to me that not all problematically premised shows are what they seem. I'm really glad I gave the show a chance. In fact, there was another show that came out at the same time, and I might as well give it a try.
女の子じゃないの。君はまだ子供なんだから、これからは私が君のこと管理してあげるね。
Nope, 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 burn it all down, burn it all down! Anime was a mistake!